Hello everyone, welcome back to Newsroom. I'm CHELLA Smith. This is your Middle East U.S. entertainment news here on YouTube. I air on Fridays. I bring you the latest on reforms, economics, Iraq, based on reports put out by the Middle East news media outlets. I do this weekly review and it's based off my interest. Thank you everyone for joining me. Last week we talked about Iraqi banking sector, the stock exchange, government oil contracts, and OPEC Plus. Let's take a look at this week's headlines. There's a lot of excitement going on right now in Iraq as the new president has been announced, Abdul Latif Rashid, and we'd like to congratulate you here from Newsroom. The Prime Minister Al-Sudani, in the first words, saying, "Let's start a new page and it is time to restore the prestige of the state and stop the lawlessness." According to Shafaq News, the Prime Minister in charge of forming the new Iraqi government, Mohammed Al-Sudani, has again urged to start a new page, while stressing that the time has come to restore the prestige of the state and to stop the lawlessness. This came during a speech delivered by Al-Sudani on the occasion of receiving the letter of assignment from the President of the Republic, Abdul Latif Rashid, to form a new Iraqi government. And in his speech, he says, "It is a matter of pride to confront this great responsibility, to continue to serve the people, to perform the duties and pay debts of Iraq and its proud people." He also was adding, "I thank the political forces for their broad support in giving us the confidence to assume responsibility for forming the government." The Prime Minister announced his full readiness to cooperate with forces, whether represented in Parliament or present in the national space, noting that he is responsible and jointly borne by all and that they are sons of the nation and brothers in distress and prosperity. He continued, "We will not allow exclusion and marginalization as the differences have cracked state institutions and many opportunities have been lost for the Iraqis in development, construction, and reconstruction." Al-Sudani added, "I announced the serious desire to open the doors for real, meaningful dialogue, to start a new page in the work to serve our people and to alleviate their suffering," pledging at the same time to do his utmost to form a strong government that is determined to implement its goals and programs through the synergy of the political forces by nominating efficient, professional, and honest personalities capable of fulfilling their responsibilities. Al-Sudani pointed out that his work began from the first hours of assignments according to the realistic government program that adopts economic reforms aimed at revitalizing the industrial and agriculture sector, supporting the private sector, and addressing environmental impacts and desertifications. He noted that fighting corruption will be at the forefront of the government's priorities, calling on everyone to assume responsibility and participate in the comprehensive national campaign to combat corruption. The Prime Minister-designate promised to work accordingly to the Constitution to strengthening the relationships between the federal government and the Kurdistan regional government and to resolve the differences and outstanding issues, stressing his quest to hold local and parliamentary elections in a free and fair atmosphere and in light of transparent electoral systems that reassures all. He stressed the need to restore the state prestige, saying it is time to restore the state and impose respect for the law and stop the bleeding of deterioration and lawlessness in all its names and forms. Al-Sudani sent a message to what he called brotherly and friendly countries, saying, "Our message is a message of cooperation and understanding and coordination, stemming from the independent national vision based on common interests, non-interference in the international affairs, and respect for sovereignty." Al-Sudani concluded his speech by noting that the challenges and concerns are great, but the determination is even greater. "We will fulfill our responsibilities at the stage with a sincere patriotic spirit, clean hands, and the determination that benefits the aspiration of the Iraqis." On Thursday, the Iraqi Council of Representatives succeeded in electing the new president of the Republic, Abdul Latif Rashid, in the second round of voting after one of the candidates did not receive the votes of 2/3 of the representatives and stipulates in the Iraqi constitution. Earlier in the day, elected president of the Republic, Abdul Latif Rashid, assigned the candidates of the largest bloc in the Iraqi parliament, Mohammed Shia Al-Sudani, to form the new government. The election of the president of the Republic and the assignment of the prime minister comes a year after early elections were held on October 10, 2021, but the political blocs were unable to elect the president of the Republic who assigns the candidate of the largest number of parliamentary blocks to form the government. Shafak News then reported the American ambassador in Baghdad, Elena Romanovsky, expressed yesterday her position of the United States regarding the election of Abdul Latif Rashid as the President of the Republic and assigning Mohammed Shia al-Sudani to form the government. She says, "We look forward to the cooperative relations with the new elected Iraqi President Abdul Latif Rashid and Prime Minister-designate Mohammed Shia al-Sudani to continue working together side by side through the new government to create jobs, combat climate change, and ensure the permanent defeat of ISIS." On Thursday, the Iraqi Council of Representatives succeeded in electing the new President of the Republic, Abdul Latif Rashid, in the second round of voting after one of the candidates did not receive the votes of 2/3 of the representative as stipulated in the Iraqi Constitution. The election of the President of the Republic comes a year after early elections, as stated before, but the political blocs were unable to elect the President of the Republic, who in turn assigns the candidate of the largest number of parliamentary blocs to form their government. And according to Twitter, Al-Kadhimi congratulates al-Sudani for his assignment to form the new government, saying, "We congratulate brother Mohammed Shia al-Sudani for his assignment to form the new Iraqi government, and we call all political forces to cooperate and integrate, wishing him success in the task of forming the government in order to achieve the aspirations for the honorable people." Al-Farat News reports the United Nations mission in Iraq congratulates today the election of Abdul Latif Rashid as President of the Republic and Mohammed Shia for the assigning him to form the government. And the head of the United Nations mission in Iraq, Janine Plasheret, expected in a statement that the formation of the government headed by Mohammed Shia al-Sudani will pave the way for the government program that addresses urgent issues in the country. Plasheret congratulated al-Sudani. According to the statement, the occasion of his agreement to form the new cabinet, noting that she hopes and expects the formation of the government will pave the way for a government program that addresses Iraq's long list of urgent and pending issues and meets the needs of the Iraqi people, stressing that she looks forward to working with the new government. Mawanza News reports today, Friday, political analyst Jabbar al-Mashadani expected the leader of the Soldierist movement, Muqtada al-Sadr, would give the Prime Minister-designate Mohammed Shia al-Sudani an opportunity of 6 months to define the features of his government. Al-Mashadani said in an executive interview with Maysan News that the assignment of al-Sudani is not considered any blow to the Soldierist movement because al-Sadr has a reform project. And therefore, if the Sudanese government includes a reformist side, it is a certain that al-Sadr would support it. But if it's the opposite is proven and the government was formed on the basis of sectarian quota, followed the approach of the previous government and contradicts the approach of al-Sadr's, so he would be the first to object. And he has indicated that we do not rule out that if the Sudanese government and Sadr's reform project do not fit in, he will resort to the streets, noting that there is a great responsibility that Sadr's will give the Sudanese as 6 months opportunity to get acquainted with the form of the government. He also continued saying that the government should not be partisan or on the basis of sectarian quota and commit to cause of the experimenter is not tempted and the opportunity is given to talented people. Baghdad Obelisk published the biography of Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani. Born in Baghdad in 1970s, he participated in the popular uprising in 1991, and because of the security conditions and harassment, he moved to Baghdad for 3 years until he completed his university studies. He's married and has 4 children. He holds a bachelor's degree in agriculture science from the College of Agriculture, University of Baghdad, and a master's degree in project management. He was born in Maysan, Governorate in 1970. He has a bachelor's of agriculture science and the Secretary General of the Euphrat movement. He has many positions and they are as followed. And you've been watching Newsroom Weekly Review. I'm CHELLA Smith, your Middle East, U.S. entertainment news on reforms and economics Iraq. I bring you the latest on the Dinar news without having to keep up with all the different outlets. I'm here on YouTube every Friday, so don't forget to subscribe. And if you like my content, give me a thumbs up. I've opened up a Telegram group under Newsroom CHELLA Smith where you can review all our weekly calls, shows, and appearances. Also our upcoming events. We're also on Patreon. Thank you everyone for all your kind support, shares, and comments. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.